The past 2 weeks have been rough, to say the least. Rough in terms of my weight loss with the keto diet. Rough in terms of some maybe bad choices I've been making on the keto diet. And then some majorly huge mistakes that are related to my keto journey that I am going to have to suffer from financially, emotionally, and physically. Let's just get right into it. First of all, welcome back to Happy Keto. Even though I'm not super happy about everything that happened this past week or past 2 weeks, we're gonna ride it out. We're gonna stay happy, we're gonna stay healthy, and I'm gonna stay keto. And if you wanna follow along with my other twin mom channel, I'll put a link up here and in the description for you to follow along with that other side of my life too. But on to the meat of this video. I am going to tell you the mistakes I made this past week, my weight loss stall, and frustration with the diet. Then I'm gonna show you how I look right now. So my number one mistake this past week was trying to accomplish one of my keto goals way too prematurely. If you watched my week 6 weigh-in, I told you that one of my goals was to get my wedding ring back on my finger. When I started keto, I was 215, and at week 6, I was 200 pounds. And I got a little excited by that weight loss, and I thought, oh, let me try to put my rings back on. I think this is gonna be fine. And to give you a little bit of reference, I was probably about 150 pounds at my wedding. So 200, 150 pounds, not equal, not the same size fingers as I had back then. But for some reason, I felt a little bit too ambitious and too excited. So I took my wedding ring, and it was one of these kinds of situations like, ooh, ooh, ooh. It fit. It didn't fit, but it got on there. Then I quickly realized the sucker was too small for my finger. My finger started getting real swollen, very puffy. And of course, as I exercised, as I went on a walk and it was hot, my finger got more and more swollen, and the ring just felt tighter and tighter and tighter. There was no way that ring was gonna come up over here. So I took to YouTube and I looked up all of the tutorials of how to remove a ring that was too tight. I tried everything. I tried first to get the swelling down with the ice and the elevation, whatever. I used Windex, lotion. Then I tried the thing where you take floss and you string it through the ring and wrap your finger, and then you try to crank it off. Well, all that really did was just kind of rip my skin off and make my skin really, really raw. Then I tried it with, elastic, and I tried, compressing my finger with the elastic and trying to crank it off. And again, that was making already raw skin even more raw, and then an already swollen finger even more swollen. So luckily my husband's a carpenter, and he has tools to clip that kind of metal, gold, white gold, or whatever it is. And I decided this morning, after, I had it on for a day, I guess, all day yesterday. And this morning, when my finger was extremely puffy, I thought, I can't do this. I'm getting claustrophobic, very tight in the chest area. So he clipped it off for me. And it was a little bit of a learning curve how to clip the ring off, and it was very painful because my skin's pretty much raw as can be. But yeah, so that's something we'll have to pay for financially, and then obviously emotionally, having your wedding ring clipped off your finger, you feel like, I am the biggest loser ever. Why did I think that this is gonna fit on my big finger when clearly I am not the same size that I used to be when I used to wear this ring? Like something wasn't really registering when I made that decision. So huge mistake, very painful, and that's the result of the big mistake I made. So I tried to accomplish my keto goal way too early. So if you're, thinking about doing the same thing, do not try to force it. That's the lesson learned in this whole situation. The second big mistake I've made on keto, oh my gosh, big mistake. And this is just, I knew this before, I forgot, and now I paid the price. Flaxseed is something that I have been putting in my smoothies. Flaxseed is a really good, healthy fat. It's a keto-friendly addition to smoothies. It's something that can be a staple in your kitchen on the keto diet. And so when I started keto, I got a big new bag. I got it in the ground form, flaxseed meal. So I've been having like a tablespoon of my smoothies whenever I have a smoothie. Well, our AC broke like a week ago and it was really hot in here. And flaxseed meal is actually supposed to be refrigerated upon opening. I did know this at one point in my life, forgot, and I had been leaving it in my pantry. So it was open and it was gradually spoiling. And as the weather got warmer, as our AC broke and it was hot in here, I think it just sped up that spoiling process, and that was some rancid flaxseed meal. So I had a smoothie one day, ate it. As soon as I ate it, my stomach was like, oh, just churning, and I felt like whole body sick. Like that achy, nauseous, feverish feeling. And I thought maybe I'm just dehydrated, because obviously that smoothie that I just ate was so healthy. There's no way that that could have affected me. Then it passed eventually, and I just chalked it up to maybe being a little bit dehydrated. The next day, I eat the same daggone smoothie and I feel even worse. It was a really, really terrible, crampy, sick, nauseous, faint, couldn't move, my body hurt feeling. And I thought, oh, that smoothie again. What is in the smoothie? Well, I traced it back to the flaxseed meal, and apparently it goes bad, goes rancid really fast if it's not kept in the fridge. And mine was not kept in the fridge. And if you buy it in the meal, in the ground version, it goes bad faster, because obviously it's not in the whole seed. It's already broken down, so it's gonna go bad faster. Lesson learned, refrigerate your flaxseed meal, okay? Big mistake that I paid for financially, because now I have to buy a whole new big bag of flaxseed meal, or just flax seeds. And physically, like, come on, I felt terrible. But there's always a silver lining with mistakes that you make. You learn a lesson. I've learned a lesson never to put my wedding ring back on my sausage finger, and always refrigerate my flaxseed. But on to the actual weight loss situation with the keto diet. Go try to make this quick. Famous last words. Week 6, I weighed in at 200 pounds. That was a total weight loss of 15 pounds for me. Now it's 8 weeks in. I had a plan of filling you in on my week 7 weight loss. I'll be honest, I did not post a video because I was the same daggone weight. I was still 200 pounds at week 7. I do weigh myself every day because I want to. I feel like it. It doesn't bother me. I don't really obsess over it, but it's interesting for me to see day to day, am I losing anything? People probably have an issue with that, but whatever, it's just what I do. But I was noticing every day I would go down and then I would come back up, down, up, down, up. So the lowest I got from week 6 to week 7 was 198.8. But by week 7, a full week later, I got on the scale in the morning and I was 200 pounds again. And if you have had this happen to you and you've been doing everything right, so you think, it's really infuriating. You think, I have been following this diet to a T. I have been tracking my macros. I have been eating the right foods. I have not cheated. Why am I not losing weight? That's just kind of how I felt. But I had to take a step back and think to myself, am I really doing everything right? Like, am I just being a little stubborn right now? Like, this obviously works for people. You see all of the amazing weight loss stories. that they're not fake. They're real. People really get results from this. So I took a step back and I got over my feeling of like, I'm doing everything right. You know, scale must be wrong, or keto diet must not work. I need to do something else, because that's how I felt at first. But then I decided to make some changes, and I think that those changes really helped, because I implemented the changes about 5 days ago, and in 5 days I've lost 4 pounds. So my current weight at 8 weeks is 196. So I'm proud of that. I feel like the changes that I have made, the fact that I've pretty much lost close to a pound every day since I've made these changes, I'm doing something right. And I feel hopeful. I want to stick with it. And I got over that hump. So the first change that I made was eliminating the desserts and the sweeteners. I had been probably overdoing it in the dessert category, having some kind of a dessert with artificial sweeteners every day. I thought that it was fine because I would stay within my macros of fats, proteins, and carbs, but I do think that the artificial sweeteners were still having some kind of an effect on me that was stalling my weight loss. So I have done away with those on a daily basis, and I'm gonna use them sparingly. Maybe like once a week I'll have a keto dessert, but not every day. The second change that I have made is actually measuring out everything that could be measured. Before, I would occasionally use my kitchen scale to measure certain things when I had no idea. I was very unsure. I would use it sometimes. But now I thought, you know what? If I measure everything out, I know exactly how much I'm eating, and I'm still not losing weight, then I'll have to troubleshoot things then. But I measure everything that can possibly be measured. You know, like eggs don't need to be measured because it's an egg. A piece of bacon doesn't need to be measured because it's a piece of bacon, it's pre-measured. You know, vegetables, meats, nuts, all that kind of stuff, oils, butter, I measure everything. And to some people, that's probably a huge turnoff to the diet, and you don't want to have to measure everything out. But I really want to succeed, and I want to make sure I'm following this diet correctly. So I measure everything. That was another change that I made that I think has really helped, because it has put in perspective my serving sizes for myself. I serve myself a lot less now. I had probably been overeating before. Another change that I made was having a ton of more vegetables. So I have a nice big serving of vegetables at every meal. So at breakfast, I have 2 cups of spinach with my eggs. And at lunch, I either have my keto smoothie with refrigerated flaxseed meal with a half a cup of spinach in that, and it has other really whole ingredients like avocado, almond milk, chia seeds, flaxseed, almond butter, like really good ingredients in that. So I either have that or I have a salad, and in that salad I just have cucumber, lettuce, red pepper or green pepper, all measured out. So I measure everything, the lettuce, the vegetables, everything. And then again with dinner, I have some kind of delicious, nutritious vegetable with my dinner. So I'll have a protein and broccoli, or, you know, protein and a cauliflower mash with homemade cauliflower mash. I'm not eating my microwavable one that I bought because loaded with carbs that I don't really need. Homemade cauliflower mash, and then some kind of like broccoli or asparagus. So that's something that I have done, eating vegetables with every single meal, and just overall more whole foods in my diet. And I think that that has helped. It conceptually helps because you think that all of the fiber you're getting is natural, it's from vegetables, and your body knows really what to do with it, rather than like the carb balanced tortillas that have fiber in it, but it's not that naturally occurring fiber and naturally occurring nutrients and vitamins that come from vegetables and whole foods. So, you know, it's not the most fun change because it does take more time to meal prep and longer to not even just meal prep, but just assemble my whole meal. It's a lot easier to eat prepackaged things, but I do think that that has helped. And the last change that I made was consistently intermittent fasting of the 16-hour to 8-hour ratio of fast for 16 hours, eat all your food in 8 hours. Before, I would do it sometimes. I would think, okay, I'm gonna do it for a day. I'm gonna not do it for a day. I'll do it for 2 days. I'm gonna take a day off. And I wasn't consistently doing the intermittent fasting, and I thought I was still gonna get some kind of a benefit from occasionally doing it. But I thought, let me just buckle down on that too. It's easy enough. I'll just really be conscious of the times that I'm eating. And I do think that that's helped me. I have stuck to that, and I eat all of my food within a 7 to 8 hour window during the day. And during my fasting window, I eat nothing. I don't even have black coffee. You're allowed to have black coffee, but I just have water during my fasting window. And all of those changes that I've made, I think have helped. But that is the latest with what's been going on with my keto diet and journey and lifestyle transformation. I am very interested in having this become a lifestyle for me, so I didn't want to get discouraged and just decide, this sucks. Like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm throwing in the towel. I'm gonna try a different diet because this one just not working. It's just not working. I'm doing everything right and it's not working for me. I didn't want to be like that. So if you're going through the same thing and you're at a stall, first of all, it's totally normal. I think even when you're doing things right, you're gonna have little stalls and then a drop and then a stall and then a drop. I think that does happen with the keto diet. But also, if you're getting really discouraged, I'm there for you. I know how it feels, and it really sucks when you've been putting forth so much effort and you're not seeing results and you feel like you're depriving yourself in a way, and it's just not as fun to be so restrictive and not see the results that you want. So if you're going through that right now, I feel ya. I'm right there with you. I'm going through it too, and we just got to keep plugging away. And you know, if you decide that it isn't for you and it's too frustrating, then I also respect that, because personally, it is not for everyone. It's not going to be the diet that suits everyone's lifestyle, and I certainly understand that. It's what I'm choosing to do right now for my energy and for my weight loss. But you do you, and whatever journey you have decided to take, I support you, and I'm sending you my love and my positive energy. And whatever you do, you're beautiful, you're strong, and just stay happy and healthy, whatever you do. But now let me show you what I look like 8 weeks in at 196. I'll do a side-by-side of my before picture, and I'm wearing the nightgown that I wore in my before picture so that you can really see the progress objectively. Enjoyed this video. If anything, I hope I just let you know that you have a companion in your weight loss journey in me. I'll support you in any way I can. It's hard, but it's a process, and we're gonna be in it together. So I'll see you in my next video. And now you know, if I don't post a video, it's because I'm super embarrassed about some kind of mistake that I made. Or I'm just really busy with my twins. One of the two. But I will keep you posted, whether it takes a while or if I post like right away. I can't really predict. My schedule's a little unpredictable now, but I will be back, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.